Hello and welcome to our series on applying machine learning to a real-world data set. Our goal in this data preparation series is to prepare this data set to feed into a variety of machine learning algorithms. In today's episode, I'll show you the development environment. We'll start our script, import the necessary libraries, load some data from a CSV file, and even slice out a subset of that data. Let's get started. First though, I do want to briefly talk about our setup. I'm using Python 3 inside a Jupyter notebook, which I got by installing the Anaconda package. Our real-world dataset is JIRA data on our software production issues, work logs, and comments. And my example company uses JIRA Server and has installed the IonaFX Business Intelligence Export add-in. This gave us a simple report to run, and we ran it to get CSV data containing our JIRA issues that were added or updated over a given period of time. Let's create a new notebook and get started coding. I'll go to Start, Anaconda, Jupyter Notebook. Once it's started, I'll go up to the desktop folder and the Python folder, which is an empty folder I created earlier to hold all of this. And I'll click the new button and say Python 3. On the first code we'll write, we'll import the libraries that we need to work with this data. And I'll start off by flagging that with a bit of markup that says we are importing libraries. Our first library will be the numerical Python library. This is for array operations and mostly to support this next one here, which is pandas. And pandas is the Python data analysis library. It gives us data frames and series and all the wonderful things that they can do. And lastly, some of our data is in, it's date times, and we need something to handle those, to parse those for us. So I'll import from datetime, import date time, and I want to do a bit of math on them, which will give me some differences between dates. So I'll import time delta. In later episodes, we'll revisit this section and import more libraries like sklearn, neural networks, or SVM. It depends on which machine learning algorithm we'll be implementing. Now that we have some libraries in place, our next step will be to import our data. Say import from CSV. And for this, we'll use the pandas library, which provides a data frame object which has a read CSV method. So I'm just going to call this df for data frame and pd.read CSV. Now here we just need to enter the file name. And our file is downloaded but not transferred into our current directory, which means I have to enter the path and everything there. So I'll go to downloads, and then I'll open up a new folder and go to desktop Python. And what I'm going to do is just transfer my records from here. I'll make a copy instead of just moving it, and paste it here. Now that it's in the same directory, I'll grab its name, copy. We can close all of this out, and I'll paste the name right in here along with its extension. That should read our CSV file into a data frame, which we can view very easily. Let's take a look at it. There it is. We've loaded our entire CSV file into a data frame. And I'm just going to remove this so that we don't have that cluttering up the display. Now our downloaded CSV file isn't in tidy data format, where each row would be an observation and each column would be a feature. And then each type of observation is in its own table. And that last requirement is where our data, very intentionally actually, fails to be in tidy data format. We have 3 types of observations all in this one file and now in this data frame. There are issues, comments, and work logs. And to differentiate between them, there's a record type column which labels each of those. This makes for a really easy download process, one file and you're done, but most of the data that we want to use is in those issue rows. So let's filter those into their own data frame, and then we'll have properly tidy data to work with. I'll create a new data frame here that is df issues. And what I'll do to fill it is I'll go through our df data frame and I'll pull out any records where the df data frame's record type is equal to I, which stands for issues. And when that's all done, I want to take a deep copy of it. So I'll use the copy method here, whose default is a deep copy. And now we can take a look at df issues. Now we see that all the record types in this set are I. So we have all of our issue records listed. One thing that might cause us a bit of trouble is we have this automatically added index over here on the side. And what we really need to use is a unique identifier for these issue rows. And issue key is right here. It's very good. It's human readable. And I'm going to set that as our index. To do that, I'll go to dfissues.set index, and I'll set it to issue key. And I do want to do this in place rather than make a copy of the data frame. Let's take a look at it now. There we go. Issue key has been moved over and turned into the index for this set. That's really it for today's episode. I'm just going to remove that to clean up the display, get us ready for the next episode. We created a Jupyter notebook, we loaded our data, we sliced out a subset of the data, and in the next few episodes we'll go through those columns, making sure each one is ready for consumption by a machine learning process. Don't forget to click like and subscribe if you'd like to see our new videos as soon as they're posted. Thanks, and bye.